bang, big bucks, big bang, big boom like. Let's talk, more fight, boom, more wins, more hits like. They wanna go, let's get it. They wanna go, let's get it. They wanna go, let's get it. I'm down for the show, who with it? Big bang, big bucks, big bang, big boom like. Let's talk, more fight, more wins, more hits like. They wanna go, let's get it. They wanna go, let's get it. They wanna go, let's get it.
And now, live from Philadelphia, AEW presents Dynasty 0 Hour.
AEW is here. We are in Philadelphia. Dynasty is about to be going off on pay-per-view, but we are here holding it down for 0 Hour, getting our appetites wet for all the action that is about to be going off here in Philly tonight. I am Renee Paquette. Joining me, as always, RJ City.
Yes, this is the second ever Dynasty. The first Dynasty made a lot of history. Tonight might just erase it all.
There's a lot happening here tonight, and to help break down some of that, we've got Double J,
The game's
Jeff
back
Jarrett.
together. How about that? You know, the
are.
Philly sports fan is super unique. The Philly professional wrestling fan is a different breed. I'm fired up here at the Liacouras Center.
Well, they're all going to be here behind us in moments. We've got all the fans making their way into the Liacouras Center as we get set to set the stage. But let's talk about how we're able to watch this pay-per-view here tonight. How are we able to watch
hear it, RJ. Let's
Great
hear it.
idea.
Talk
If
to me.
you are in the United States, you can watch Dynasty on Amazon Prime,
That's right.
YouTube, Triller TV, PPV.com, in demand through traditional cable satellite providers, and Dave & Buster's.
Can you do that one more time?
We're going to be doing it a lot
If
tonight.
you're in the
so-
United States, you can watch it on
kidding.
Amazon, YouTube, Triller TV, PPV.com, in demand traditional cable satellite providers, and Dave & Buster's internationally.
Now, internationally, you guys can also watch on Amazon Prime, Triller.tv, PPV.com, and YouTube. As I said, plenty of things happening here, some of it starting right here on 0 Hour. Time to break things all down to let you guys know what's going to be happening right here behind us in this ring in a moment. RJ, talk to me. What do we got?
Well, the prodigal son of the patriarchy, Nick Wayne, has found the crew to take on the marijuana references of AR Fox and Top Flight.
Also here on 0 Hour, we've got the Max Caster Open Challenge. Who is going to step up to the plate to take on the best wrestler alive? Now live on PPV, what do we got?
A three-way Reseda could only dream of. Kenny Omega defends his international championship for the first time against both Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey.
Woo-hoo! We've got many championships on the line. The AEW Women's World Championship on the line. Timeless Toni Storm going up against the Megasis, Megan Bayne.
And then Rated FTR is back in the saddle, hopefully, as they look to rescue the Trios Championships from the Death Riders.
We go from trios over to the World Tag Team Championships. The Hurt Syndicate put it on the line against Big Bill and Brian Keith. We'll see what Hurt Syndicate brings to the table here tonight.
And then no time limit, no outside interference, which I think is a rule all the time.
Should be.
Just Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole for the TNT Championship.
Let's take things on over to Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor World Championship on the line. But this is Championship versus Mask as Chris Jericho takes on Bandito.
And a very big rematch under completely different circumstances. The CEO, Mercedes Moné, against Julia Hart in the opening round of the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament.
And we go over to the men's Owen Hart bracket as we've got Will Ospreay taking on the Jet. Kevin Knight cannot wait to see what Kevin Knight does, taking on Will Ospreay for the first time ever.
And then these two fellas could not be more different, but they have one common goal. It's the Proto Star against Chicken in the opening round of the Owen Hart Tournament.
And will tonight be the end of Jon Moxley's fourth reign as our world champ? Will he be dethroned by the most dangerous man in AEW against Swerve Strickland? We find out tonight who's going to walk out of Philly as our champion.
Who are you? Really? What are you? Really? I know. I listen, I watch, I see everything, I hear everything. Listen, I know exactly who you are. I know exactly what you are, and I know what you could be. The most dangerous man in AEW, Swerve Strickland. I will give you a chance. You just have to ask yourself one question. How far am I willing to go?
Oh my God, Moxley!
Oh, no.
Moxley's had enough.
You know why they call me the most dangerous man in AEW? It's not how much I'm willing to inflict pain on somebody else. It's how much I'm willing to endure, to take, to continue doing what I have to do to get what I want.
Willow Nightingale, Swerve Strickland, walk through hell to get this win tonight.
So take your shot. The future of my sport in the hands of guys that are like you. It's like I'm willing to go all the way.
Moxley! What did he do?
You want to talk unscripted violence? Boy, I am violence. How far I'm willing to go?
I'm resting till I have my hands on Jon Moxley tonight.
I am the most dangerous man in AEW. Whose house? And in Philadelphia, I take back that AEW World Championship. Till the heart stops. Mine or yours, John?
There are no lengths that Jon Moxley and the Death Riders will not go to defend the AEW World Championship. Swerve Strickland, defiant.
Dynasty, I return to my throne.
Swerve Strickland calling himself the most dangerous man in AEW. We've seen what he's done. We've seen what he's put his body through. But tonight he's up against Jon Moxley. I want to go back to what Jon said to Swerve a couple weeks ago on Dynamite, talking about what it means to be the champion, what it really means to be the champion and carry this company on their back. Do you think that Swerve Strickland does have it in him to be that guy and all of the weight that comes with that?
He absolutely has it in him, Renee, and he's done it before, so he's proven himself. He's got a heck of a winning streak. He's won 24 of the last 29. But when you want to talk about a winner, a lot of things go unnoticed around here. Moxley has not lost a match since forming the Death Riders.
Right.
So that's where the rubber's going to meet the road with Swerve. I don't think he has what it takes tonight.
He did have it. I don't know if he has it again. He says he's the most dangerous man. Quite frankly, I think he's the most emotional man in AEW right now.
Which is a dangerous game to play. You start getting your emotions involved when you've got the World Championship on the line. You've got the Death Riders involved. I mean, that is a very slippery slope.
You got Hangman hanging around. You deserved it. I know. His head is not in the game, and Mox's definitely is.
We'll be able to talk about the World Championship a little bit more tonight, but let's also look at the Trios Championship match. We've got Rated FTR taking on the Death Riders. Now, I was there with Dax and Cash. Those guys are clearly not on the same page right now. Cash saying they'll make it through tonight, but what happens tomorrow is a different story. Are they going to be able to make it through tonight?
You know what? When I watched that piece and that you're alluding to, not on the same page. When
Not
I
at
did
all.
my research and really looked at things, not only that I'm not on the same page outside the ring, but inside the ring. These three guys, they've never held trios gold, so I don't see it happening.
However, I will say in a non-title match, they beat the Death Riders before. It is possible.
They have done it, but listen, I mean, I don't feel like it was that long ago that we saw Adam Copeland come back here to AEW, and these guys were so thrilled to be together. They just wanted to wrestle with their best friends, and now they're in this situation
I'm not buying it.
that they're coming apart at the seams.
Friends and wrestling don't mix, believe me.
I guess that's the truth.
Think for yourself, pal.
All right, guys, let's remind people how we can watch a pay-per-view tonight.
If you're in the United States, you can watch Dynasty on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Triller TV, ppv.com, in demand through traditional cable and satellite providers, and Dave & Buster's.
Yes, and if you guys are watching internationally, you can also watch on Amazon Prime, Triller.tv, ppv.com, and YouTube. Again, you guys don't want to miss any of this. Plenty of action happening here tonight for Dynasty, but let's talk about the ladies.
Yes, tonight's feature is the attack of the 50-foot woman as Toni Storm defends her AEW Women's World Championship against the Megasis. Let's take a look at how this came to be.
If you want to have a happy ending, you've got to know where to stop your story.
This tramp is still a champ!
What's next for a champion that walked through hell still holding the gold? The cold, dark shadow of a monster sent from above.
The all-elite goddess has arrived.
The more we see her, the more we fear her. Powerful, graceful, vicious, without a hole in her game. AEW's finest have tried, failed, and are bracing for the total takeover of the Megasis. Now it's our champion's turn to try and break the unbreakable and defy a woman who believes it's her divine right to wear this belt.
I will cut off the head of the mighty Megasis.
Irresistible forces and immovable objects have never met these ladies.
Down!
All dynasties end, but when?
Megan Bayne just pinned the AEW Women's World Champion.
Tonight in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, we find out. May the best woman win. Joining us now to help break down all that is happening in the women's division right now, especially with this AEW Women's Championship, we've got Madison Rain. Thank you for joining us.
Renee, you're looking beautiful.
Right back
always.
at you. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty here, though, because you and I do get to share a locker room with these women. Talk to me about how the air has changed in that locker room since Megan Bayne has showed up here in AEW.
I mean, in the strangest but best way for her, it has kind of taken the breath out of the locker room. I mean, this force comes in, and she's tall, and she's a presence, and it's like, where did she come from? What is her background? She doesn't say much. She speaks in the ring.
She keeps to herself a lot. She really does keep to herself, and I think that that's gotten a lot of people kind of on their heels a little bit, kind of wondering who this woman is. As you said, I mean, you look at this woman and what she brings to the table, absolutely terrifying. But then we got to talk Toni Storm. I mean, this woman has had this entire division on her back. Is it possible that Megan Bayne is able to dethrone her tonight?
I mean, you saw her in Australia. You saw her in the Hollywood ending. Toni Storm has a very deep bag, but do you think it's deep enough to defeat Megan Bayne?
Look, I'm going to say Toni Storm has literally walked through hell. She did it at Grand Slam in Australia against Mariah May. She took some time away. We're not really sure where she went or what she did, but I feel like she came back physically, mentally, and emotionally ready to carry this division on her back, and that's exactly what she's done.
Let's also talk about the fact, yes, we have Toni Storm as our champion, the glitz, the glamour, a little bit of the crazy, but talk to me about Toni Storm as an athlete. I mean, you watch this girl go in that ring, and it's incredible.
Renee, you stole the thought right out of my mind, because you want to talk about athletes. Megan, when I looked her up and did some research, standout volleyball player, standout track and field. But guess what, folks? She was an amateur wrestler, and I'm telling you, she didn't wrestle females, she wrestled males. So tonight, Toni has her biggest challenge athletic-wise.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to see how this one's going to shake out for her. But let's talk a little bit more about Megan Bayne and just sort of how she has changed what our division looks like right now. I mean, we've had so many incredible women show up in this locker room, show up out there in this ring, but this feels different.
It is different. She's an unknown, and yes, we can research and we can see where she's been and what she's done to a degree, but at the end of the day, she's this new organism who's found its way into the locker room, and she's just kind of shaken all of us. I would venture to say Toni Storm included.
And what does it mean as well to have two women from Stardom? What does it mean to come from Stardom?
It means that everybody else in the locker room better be watching this match tonight and taking notes, because we are leveling up the AEW Women's Division tonight.
That's right. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Plenty more things to discuss here. Let's talk the TNT Championship on the line here tonight. Daniel Garcia puts his gold on the line for the first time ever on pay-per-view against a man with 17 years under his belt, taking on Adam Cole.
And then the best bout machine has his work cut out for him and the odds against him as he defends the International Championship against Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey.
You know, this is all still so wild to me. I was more than happy just to be able to stand in this ring and say, I'm cleared, I can try doing this again.
The AEW International Championship.
A big fight feel for this one.
Omega's champion! My God, what a win! I want to face the best. So when our boss, Tony Khan, said that he had an idea.
Dynasty AEW International Championship Eliminator Tournament.
They're 8 down to 4.
You can't be the best at something unless you've covered all the bases.
Holy smokes! And wait a second, Ricochet, 3! Who got the pin? A very unexpected turn.
Both! Let's go!
When I beat Cornball and I beat former Best Bout Machine, I become the new international champion.
At Dynasty, it's the first defense of many.
Pro wrestling is a game of inches. Anyone has a shot.
Consider you and consider Ricochet just another stepping stone to solidifying my legacy. Bang!
I personally am so excited for this three-way matchup for the International Championship. You look at these guys in this matchup, we know what we're going to get from Kenny Omega. The guy is Kenny Omega. I mean, to a degree, and we'll get into some of that stuff. We know Ricochet, but it's Mike Bailey that I want to talk about here. Let's talk about Speedball for a minute, because he's been here for a cup of coffee so far. Hasn't been very long, but to know a little bit more about this guy, I mean, I know that you spoke to him earlier today, which we'll be able to see on AEW. You guys can check that out.
Thanks for spoiler alert.
Well,
really appreciate
sorry,
it.
guys.
Cheap plug.
But then getting to talk to Mike Bailey and understand what he went through. I mean, for this man to be banned from wrestling in the United States in 2016, trying to find his way around the globe, following Kenny Omega to see how that man shaped his career, traveling around the globe, fighting the best of the best. And a lot of those guys are here now. So this is a massive opportunity for Mike Bailey to show us what he's got.
It's so cool to hear the story of him, because as he's walking up the ladder and climbing up the ladder and facing all these folks that he thought were going to be in his rearview mirror, and they're here in AEW.
And he did not account for Ricochet. He waited 10 long years for this match with Kenny, and he's not going to get it the way he wanted.
Well, all right. We can hear from the other man in this match. Ricochet is standing by right now with our own Lexi Nair. Lexi, take it away.
Ricochet, tonight you challenged for the international title in a very unusual circumstance. You wanted Kenny Omega, and now you're getting him and Speedball Mike Bailey in a three-way match. Where exactly is your head at?
You know, it's funny that there's no secret that since my debut here in AEW, I have been on the quest for championship gold. And despite my Herculean efforts, I have been screwed every moment along the way. Whether that be AEW completely stacking the odds against me in these triple threat matches, whether that be some dancing, prancing managers, or whether it's just some loudmouth jackasses in the crowd, I've been screwed. But tonight we are in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of champions, and nothing will stop me from going out there and becoming the new AEW International Champion and showing everybody why Ricochet is out of this world.
Okay. Poor Lexi. Listen, I have been there when Ricochet has done that laugh in your face. It's very unpleasant. But yeah. Do you guys want to make a quick prediction here on the International Championship? Who's going to walk away with the gold? Three-way matchup. I mean, champion doesn't have to be pinned or submitted.
403, that's the number. That's not an area code, but it's 403 days Omega was out.
Okay.
He wasn't fighting for the international title. He was literally fighting for his life.
Yep.
I think this is the best version of Kenny. It's because he's very appreciative that he has an opportunity.
So you're sticking with Kenny tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
Ricochet looks like a very confident man. I wasn't sold on him before, but I think I am
A
now.
newly married man. He's got a new little aura about him. The Riz, as the kids say.
Are you saying that's a bonus or a detraction? Oh, shit.
Who knows? We're going to find out tonight when these guys all get into action. But let's get into the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. It is all starting here tonight at Dynasty. And to help break that down, we have brought in our own facts and figures-tician. Please welcome Harley Cameron.
Yes, it is I.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I have to say you all look fantastic.
Right back at you. And I appreciate you doing the hard work, the heavy lifting to help break down these brackets for us.
You know, when you guys said you needed help, I thought, who's the right woman for it? Me, of course.
She's a numbers gal.
I am indeed. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to be very efficient and professional. I've written out some facts. Would you care to hear some?
Would love
it. Here we go.
Yeah, okay. Well, did you know that Hangman Page is the only wrestler to have previously competed in the Owen and is the most AEW wins of anyone in the men's tournament with 90. It's a fun fact for you. I'm not done. I'm not done.
What a researcher.
I really am. Actually, there's one about you in here. Would you like to hear it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Hangman Page will be forced to face an unknown opponent in the opening round for the second straight year. Yes, Hangman fought and beat, sorry about it, Jeff Jarrett, that's you, as a wildcard entry to the 2024 quarterfinals.
Lester.
What do you think about that?
Wild card. I was the wild card.
You were.
Carry on, Miss Stats.
All right, let's hear about the ladies. What do we have for the women's bracket? You are a participant, so I hope that you really did do some deep research on this.
I am a participant this year. I'm very excited. I'm hoping that I'm going to do well and succeed, but there is going to be a lot of tough competition because we have some fantastic women in there. A lot of people that I have my close eye on, especially Mercedes Moné, of course, tonight. We've got two former TBS champions who've got a great chance also taking it home. We've got Chris Statlander in there. We've got Julia Hart. We've got two former women's world champions, of course, Jamie Hayter, Thunder Rosa, and the current TBS champion, again, I reiterate, Mercedes. If she takes this home, she will be the first ever current belt holder to also win the Owen.
All right.
Right?
Well, those ladies are going to be in action tonight with Mercedes taking on Julia Hart in the first round of the Owen Hart. But let's look at the men here. We've got Will Ospreay, the first man to put his name in the tournament, to offer it up there, taking on Kevin Knight, who has stepped in for Jay White, who's out with injury. This is a huge opportunity for Kevin Knight. He's also been here for but a second. What are you expecting from Kevin Knight?
Kevin Knight has bitten off way more than he can chew. He had a hell of a match on Collision.
He did.
But he is going against the Billy Goat. And when I look at those
for the
8
first time
competitors,
ever.
for the first time. But when I look at the 8, I just see Will, and then I literally see all the rest.
Well, that's a slippery slope, though, Jeff. You can't just underestimate these people.
We'll see. We'll see.
To me, Kevin Knight is like the second wild card here.
Sure.
Nobody knows that much about him.
I know.
But we're going to go find out very quickly. New Japan trained, turned down a lot of offers to be here, and you need to see Kevin Knight tonight.
Well, how about we take a look at Kevin Knight right now? Get a little closer look at this man that we're just getting used to around here. Let's learn a little bit more about the Jet, Kevin Knight.
Wow, the Owen Hart tournament. This is an extreme honor, not only for who it represents, but for what opportunities come with it. So ironically enough, pull a lot of Owen's best qualities into my work, and even had the chance to work with the Hart family in the dungeon. So it's only fitting that I had that dungeon mindset and put it on full display for the world to see. It's been a crazy here in AEW, from facing Jay White to getting the standing ovation to getting signed to getting now being put up as one of the best, if not the best wrestler in the world today. But when you're the Jet, when you too fly, the universe aspires just to make things happen for you. And don't worry, the Jet feels all the pressure in the world, but this pressure is a privilege. But Will, like I said before, I won't hesitate to knock your block off. So see you tonight, bro.
To me, there is just something special about Kevin Knight. Even just passing this man in the hallways. Our hallways, we have legends everywhere. I just met this guy, and there's just something special about him.
Charisma.
You see it in the ring, he's got it. So the fact that we've got him here in AEW, and tonight he gets to prove himself against Will Ospreay, no less. We'll have to see exactly what he brings to the table.
Success is luck, meeting preparedness.
Yes.
He's gotten very lucky. Jay White getting hurt, him falling into this position. Let's see how prepared he truly is.
Yeah, but to the point of what you said, Jeff, talking about Will Ospreay, it's Will Ospreay, the Billy Goat, the best of the best, the first man to put his name in the tournament. I feel like this is his tournament.
It's his to lose. Takeshita, though. Let's talk about some dark horses in this tournament. You know, Brody King. When I looked at the lineup, I really thought to myself, and I thought back to Owen. Owen would be so proud. In 2000 when Martha created the foundation and all the good that it's done, not just around Calgary, but all around the world. But this is our 4th year. Is that correct? 4th year of the Owen. it is going to be, and we're going to see new winners in both men's and women's. It's still Billy Goats to lose, but I'm excited about it, and I always will be.
I think that we would be remiss to not bring Hangman up in this conversation as well. I mean, we heard what Hartley just said, talking about all the accolades that man has in here, but he was very quick to jump in there as well, wanting to be a part of this tournament. I feel like Hangman so well represents what AEW is. He's very much so the heartbeat of this company as far as I'm concerned.
I'm sorry. You're talking about Billy Goat. You're talking about Hangman. Proto Star Kyle Fletcher is in this tournament, and he has had everybody's number. What is wrong with the both of you?
No, you're right. You're right. You got to. I feel like this is Kyle Fletcher's world, and maybe we're all just living in it right now because that man is on a roll right now.
Why don't you tell everyone where you go?
Let's talk about it. You win the Owen. You are going to All In Texas. This is going to be an insane week for AEW. Let's take a look at what we got. Starting things off, Wednesday, July 9th, we'll be kicking everything off with AEW Dynamite.
Ooh, and then Thursday, July 10th, we have a live collision. It is going to be a hoot and a pip.
And we've also got StarCast taking over Texas. That's going to be Friday and Saturday. RJ, you and I got a little something special planned for that, don't we?
Do a Wrestle and
Yeah,
Brunch
let's
and
do it.
Variety show before we get very serious with Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor, a big live Ring of Honor pay-per-view. That is Friday, July 11th. At 8 Eastern in our old stomping grounds, the Esports Stadium.
But then on Saturday, July 12th, the whole reason that we are making our way down to Texas, All In, we'll be taking over Globe Life Field. Cannot wait to see this all out. We still got tickets available starting at $25, and we still have those VIP packages available. You guys do not want to miss a second of All In Texas. So get out there, check out your tickets. We'll see you guys down in Texas.
It's still talked about today. Wembley was big, but this is Texas. Everything's bigger here.
The stakes, the stories, the showdowns. And now, AEW stomps into the Lone Star State to prove it.
Can you hear that? The sound of legends colliding, rivalries reigniting, and history being made. Get ready, Texas. We're gonna blow the roof off.
From Dallas to Houston, San Antonio to El Paso. And this is a moment, Texas.
AEW All In is coming to Globe Life Field in Arlington, live July 12th. Tickets are on sale now. AEWTix.com.
Prove to the world that nothing is bigger than AEW in Texas.
Don't just watch history.
Be history.
Oh, baby, do we have something for you? April 6th, bitch, through the 9th, big AEW Dynasty sale. Shop AEW.com, 25% off most items. No coupon need, guys. I said most items. Take it easy. Shop AEW.com, Dynasty sale. Get a taste.
We've been joined by an absolute legend here, Big Tom in the house. Ishii, hi.
Hello.
Lovely to see you.
He's fired up tonight.
Pleasure.
Mark Briscoe, give the man your mic.
I see y'all done run into my man Big Tom here. We was actually conglomerating not too far away from this very location. But let me drop a little something for you. Tonight is Mark Briscoe, Kyle Fletcher, round one of the Owen. You understand what I'm saying? The first day I was here, I said, I smell gold in them there hills. And you know what? Jeff, you know this. The winner of the Owen gets a shot at the world title at All In, the biggest show of the year. So long story short, tonight, Kyle Fletcher, you getting your ass whooped, son. That's what's gonna happen. You just a stepping stone. I'm moving on, and I'm moving forward into Owen. Whoever's next, it don't matter. Whoever's in the finals, it don't matter. Cause I'm gonna run through you. Cause I need that gold, baby. The word of the day is advancement. Because I shall be advancing in the Owen Hart tournament on my way to the top, baby. So that's just how it is.
Mark, quickly.
I got one question.
Okay,
just one question.
you go ahead.
Does he need my mic?
You should have it. Mark, while we've got you here, talk to me about what wrestling in Philly means to you. I know that this has been a backyard for you throughout your career.
Well, Philadelphia is where it all started. I can't lie to you. Philadelphia is where it all started. We came to my daddy took me and my brother to a show at the Spectrum, and we was watching pro wrestling at the Spectrum, and it was all right. But then we went to a bingo hall right down there in South Philly, and that's where we fell in love, baby. That's when we said, we have got to get into this professional wrestling thing, and we got to make our mark, and we got to change the history of professional wrestling. And here we are, baby, tonight representing them boys, and I'm going to be advancing into Owen on my way to the top.
That's right. That's right. Mark Briscoe, everybody. Thank you so much. Great to see you. You know what? You're welcome on these panels anytime you like. Thank you, Ishii.
Thank you.
I'll take that one.
A pleasure. All right. Thank you. Good seeing you. Thanks for the insight.
Mark Briscoe in action tonight. Oh my gosh. Taking on Kyle Fletcher tonight. I mean, we were talking earlier about how Kyle Fletcher could fare in the Owen tournament, but truly, I mean, this man has been on such a roll. I know that Mark Briscoe does have a win over Kyle Fletcher, but do you think he's going to be able to get it done tonight? He seems like he's got the spirit of it tonight, but really once we get out there bell to bell.
You know what? When I saw Kyle Fletcher perform in his very first cage match last month, and to do what he did, it absolutely blew my mind. So when I look on one side of the bracket and I see Kyle, the other side, Billy Goat, Ospreay, those two guys, I think we're going to get a rematch. And one of them is going to Globe Life.
I got to say, every day that goes by, Kyle Fletcher is in better and better shape. Mark Briscoe is great. Kyle Fletcher might just be better tonight.
Truly, I mean, every time he's like posting on Instagram, I'm like, am I allowed to like these photos? I'm not really sure, but congratulations, you're out there doing the damn thing. So guys, the Owen Hart Foundation tournament is starting here tonight, but plenty more action that is happening here tonight. Dynasty in Philadelphia. Let's talk about this. We've got the AEW World Tag Team Championships on the line. The Hurt Syndicate going up against the Redwood Big Bill and the Bad Apple Brian Keith.
And another branch on that tree. If Bandito wants the Ring of Honor World Championship, he's going to have to risk his mask and his identity against Chris Jericho.
And will we crown a new world champion tonight? A man calling himself the most dangerous man in AEW takes on the leader of the Death Riders, our current champion, Jon Moxley. But we've got Swerve Strickland already walking around like he's a champion out there, rubbing elbows with the who's who. Let's take a look at what Swerve's been up to.
Philly is a special place to me because when I started wrestling, this was the city where I really cut my teeth.
History right here, you know what it is. Swerve Strickland, baby. You can't count me out. You know what it is. Tomorrow night, World Championship is going to be mine. Dynasty, baby. Let's get it. Philly.
A very busy week for Swerve in Philly, and here he is with Prince Nana, coffee in hand, looking deep in thought. Back to the emotions. Dynasty means a lot to him. Can he win the title at this pay-per-view twice in a year?
Well, this man better be deep in thought. He's got the world title just within reach for him here tonight.
Philly faithful are getting cranked up. The volume's getting turned up. Nana's getting turned up. Swerve, Moxley, I'm ready.
Now, I got to say, the title's not within reach. The title is locked up in a briefcase, handcuffed to Marina Shafir.
Yes.
It's very symbolic of how hard it is.
Maybe we'll get to see it
title
again tonight. Maybe tonight
we will.
it'll see a little bit of light. Could happen. All right, guys. It is time to get down to a little bit of action. You guys ready? Should we do this? Good. Everyone feeling good?
Let's do a toss.
Let's
Get
do
it
it.
underway.
Send it down to ringside. We've got Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and Daddy Magic.
Thank you very much, Renee Paquette. We are here. The Dynasty 0 Hour action about to kick off in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but we are less than 1 hour away from Dynasty coming your way on pay-per-view and on Prime Video. But right now, let's head to the ring to kick off tonight's action. Tony, was announced as competing in New Japan Pro Wrestling's Best of the Super Juniors tournament for junior heavyweight professional wrestlers. That's under 100 kilograms or 220 pounds. A very prestigious honor for Nick Wayne to be selected for that tournament.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Excalibur. One thing that we know for Nick Wayne, he has his thoughts and his eyes on AR Fox, and that is why he is involved in this trios match. We heard the interview just last night on Collision and what happened in the ring, so it's interesting to see how he'll work with Crew.
That was the voice for our ring announcer, Arcady Aura and Daddy Magic. Even though Crew, Leo Rush, Action Andretti, and even though they were defeated last night on Collision, they still had the last laugh on Top Flight and AR Fox.
Sometimes that's all you want, man. You want to get that last laugh, leave a lasting impression. And that's what they were able to do. You know what I love about these two? We're looking at two almost singles guys who came together as a tag team, and you'd never know it. This is a team right now. You're looking at them.
Yeah, and Tony, to your earlier point about AR Fox and why Nick Wayne is so singularly focused, it was that home invasion where Fox, at that time affiliated with Swerve Strickland, broke in to Nick Wayne, to his father's gym, and they left Nick Wayne bloody.
And their opponent, accompanied by Layla Gray, at a combined weight of 600 pounds, AR Fox and Top Flight.
And Daddy Magic, to your point, can Nick Wayne get on the same page as Leo Rush and and Action Andretti? We know that AR Fox and Top Flight, they have no problem working together. I mean, think back. I'm sure this is at the top of your mind. The $300,000 Three Kings Christmas Casino Trios Royale, where AR Fox, Darius, and Dante Martin took home $100,000 apiece.
They certainly did. They've done it before. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it again. But we're looking at, look, to your point, our Crew and Nick Wayne going to be able to mesh together as a trio here. We got Mama Wayne on the floor, Layla Gray on the floor.
Kip Sabian as well.
Things are going to get wild here in Philadelphia, gentlemen.
I don't think Nick Wayne is concerned about being able to mesh with Crew. I think he's, like we've talked about, he wants AR Fox. You talked about that bloody attack that happened in August of 2023, and this young man has not forgotten about it.
And we are just over 50 minutes away from Dynasty coming your way on pay-per-view. Fans still filing in here to the Leocore Center, right off of Broad Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as Action Andretti choosing to take a power and over the top. AR Fox right at our feet.
He went airborne. Airborne.
We're not wasting any time tonight, boys.
Yeah, Top Flight, AR Fox picking up where things left off last night. Taking the fight directly to Crew and Nick Wayne.
That's what you got to do, because they were on the outside laughing that they had the first step, but now Crew back in the ring here, Excalibur.
And Fox now trying to fight off Andretti and Leo Rush. And look at this, the evasion tactics. Leo Rush grabs the leg neck breaker there from Andretti. Now cover is made. Shoot. Referee Mike Posey says only a 2 count.
That's great teamwork, man, by Crew.
Guys, I absolutely love how those two work as a team. Talking about Crew here, just so unique.
Nick Wayne
using their speed.
Pulling Darius Martin out to the floor inside the ring. Dante Martin, Action Andretti, all tied up. And now look at this. Leo through the legs. Andretti, the lariat drops Dante Martin.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
And there you see it coming at the bottom of your screen. We are absolutely loaded tonight for Dynasty. You can catch all the action on pay-per-view or through Prime Video. As Crew now, as somebody that is a longtime Southern California resident, every fiber of my being wants to call them the Crew.
The Crew, right. I got that.
No, just Crew. Oh, look at the agility, the evasionary tactics of AR Fox that time. As Leo Rush tripped up, Dante Martin using his size and speed together to take out Leo Rush, and Dante through the ropes. Rush hung up in a thrust kick for Andretti. Darius Martin. Perpetual motion for Darius, but Nick Wayne cutting him off.
You can't take your eye off the ball. Nick Wayne taking it in here. That's exactly what Darius
A lot of posturing going on, but let's not forget, as angry as Nick Wayne is, they are Fox. That's as angry as the Martins, Top Flight, as they are at Crew. Crew tried to choke these kids out with a chain.
Yeah, I mean, it was week after week that Andretti and Rush were attacking Darius and Dante Martin.
Right.
And it was not too long ago that these four men were unified.
Sure.
They were a team together.
I guess Leo Rush and Action Andretti thought that Top Flight was holding them back.
Well, I don't know about that. Holding them back. Well, take it easy here, boys.
You know, you've been a wrestler a long time, Matt Menard, and you know how it is. You know how emotions get.
A little jealousy.
A little jealousy. You think that this guy and that guy are trying to hold you back.
Nick Wayne, flurry of offense here. The cover made. Just a two-count again from referee Mike Posey. I want to underscore just what a huge opportunity that is for Nick Wayne at his age to be selected for the 32nd Best of the Super Juniors tournament in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, that is...
Sure.
You know, I mean, it's wrestlers from not only AEW and Nick Wayne, Kevin Knight also competing there. New Japan Pro Wrestling, CMLL, Dragon Gate, DDT on cover. Again, but Leo Rush.
Ooh, not much behind that kick out there.
Yeah, Leo Rush had Darius Martin isolated just a 2 count as Mother Wayne looks on.
Trying to ground Darius here. Leo Rush, known for his quickness, of course. You've seen him here, mounted punches. He's got a chin lock on now.
And he's got a chip on his shoulder, Daddy Magic.
Well, that's for sure, no question there. But he's always had that, you know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Good denial of the tag there by Leo Rush. Gator rolling Darius Martin over Crew's corner.
Nothing fancy about that. Just a boot to the ribs. How you doing?
This is a mistake, I think, by Action Andretti allowing Darius to roll back towards center.
Yeah, Action Andretti has become an awfully arrogant young man. And I say become. I really think he always was like that. He's just starting to blossom out now.
You know what's funny? This is the most I've ever liked the guy.
Cover made now. Andretti floats over. And 2 count. You think, Tony, you think it's a case of unearned confidence?
Yes, I do. I absolutely think that's the case. And I don't know why you would like it, Matt Menard.
Oh, listen, he's got it together now. Look at the gear, this tan. He looks great. He's one of the best in the world. We're talking Action Andretti here, guys.
Well, Daddy Magic, of course, you, a long-time tag team competitor, you kind of, it's you knows it when you sees it type of thing.
You can just feel it with these two. They've got something special.
Or I guess feel it.
There you go.
Yeah, we saw how Arrogant 2.0 was when they came in. Arrogant.
That's that sting about it.
Take it easy over there, huh?
Hey, remember when you left the desk and you lost that battle royal?
Yes, right there.
Oh, playing all the old hits here tonight.
Never leave the broadcast position. Unless someone's come flying down on the table, then you leave it.
Or you get a microphone thrust in your hand on Wednesday nights.
Exactly. That happens now, man.
Oh,
look at this again now.
Leo Rush using some vicious attacks to bring Darius Martin over to the corner. Nick Wayne just exuding confidence.
He's doing a great job cutting the ring off here.
I believe Darius Martin may be busted open by something that's happened. Now cover made one.
That's fine. It just takes 2 seconds in these contests, and the tide turns. Darius was on top of the world, made one crucial mistake, looked at the crowd, and he paid the price.
Yeah. Seemed like Top Flight AR Fox came into this match with the game plan, the flurry of offense from the outset, and Crew and Nick Wayne able to turn it around. He's going to blink of an eye.
He's got to make a tag. He's got to get loose here. He's doing the thing, though. You got to reach.
And Leo Rush. Leo Rush took his eye off of Darius Martin for a moment.
There it is. That's the opening we've been looking for here. Darius not a guy who's going to quit on you.
Yeah, but look at Dante wanting to get in.
The younger brother, Dante Martin, gets the tag in the back elbow. Drops down Rush 2 in a row. Now, Dante reversed into the corner. Leo Rush, that lower center of gravity, allowed him to turn things around. But the tremendous agility, the creativity of Dante Martin on full display here. The springboard, the swan dive, the crossbody, the cover, and Rush able to kick out.
Haven't been in the ring with Dante. It is nearly impossible to keep your eyes on this guy. He is all over the place. Quicker than a hiccup, somebody would say.
Yeah, and you know, buddy, he's been wrestling with a lot of anger. I don't know if that serves him well or not.
Now we have Kip Sabian, who, of course, affiliated with Nick Wayne, Mother Wayne, and Christian Cage. interjecting himself in this match.
Hold on.
Diverting Dante's attention, and the chain was wrapped around the fist of Lio Rush, Tony.
That's right, the same chain they choked him out with. They choked out Top Flight.
Got a little tug of war here.
Yeah, the scramble for the chain, and Lio Rush sent out to the floor, but amid all the chaos, Andretti, the roll-up too. Dante able to kick out. Now Lio Rush rolls Dante up. Pump kick there by Andretti.
Where's that chain at? Anybody have eyes on it?
Maybe still in the grips of Dante and Martin, but now Crew driving down Dante. Tag team offense, but Darius there to break things up.
Like a missile, he came in head first.
Fans, we are just under 45 minutes away from Dynasty. Coming to you live on pay-per-view at the top of the hour. And you can also join us via Prime Video, traditional cable and satellite providers, Triller TV, PPV.com, YouTube, and Dave & Buster's. And internationally, Prime Video, YouTube, PPV.com, main event, and Triller TV as Dante and Action Andretti, both men, the same idea, both men going down.
We have so many great matches tonight on pay-per-view, as you've been seeing. There's the QR code, and we've got a great crowd on hand, Excalibur, as well.
Hey, you can hear the volume raising up as the fans continue to file into the Liacouras Center. Philadelphia, one of the all-time great pro wrestling towns. Tonight will be no exception.
Doesn't get any better than that. Philadelphia, live on pay-per-view, we're ready to go.
And look out! AR Fox turning things around, that corkscrew brainbuster on Nick Wayne.
He's amazing, AR Fox, the things he can do.
One of the best.
And Fox through the ropes. Back elbow, he heard the footsteps of Action Andretti. As Fox skins the cat, drop kick, and comes.
You're kidding me!
And now Fox, double cutter, and Nick Wayne and Lio Rush.
And look at the fans standing for AR Fox.
What a night it's gonna be!
And Fox standing in the center of the ring, but Tony, something tells me it's not gonna be for long. Over to the top goes Fox. Fox just throwing his body all over Philadelphia.
Great sense of timing on both sides from AR Fox. He's not
Again! Somebody's got to get a cover.
AR Fox, he's feeling it. He's headed up to the top.
Look at him close here.
Oh, big senton, but the knees were up by Nick Wayne.
Yeah, Nick Wayne, man, he's a smart kid.
Fox anticipates, but did not anticipate the roundhouse kick from Nick Wayne. The bypass. Nice reversal there by Darius Martin, standing Spanish fly.
Got now Andretti just slid in.
Andretti, the boots to the midsection. Combination strikes, but Darius,
what a kick.
Yeah, eats the roundhouse kick. Reversal, and Andretti comes in, back elbow.
Wow. What action here.
Dante launching off that bottom rope.
Was there really a tag made to Dante? I'm not sure. AR Fox just kind of rolled out. Maybe I missed it. We'll see.
Lio Rush and Dante both men. Wow. Grappling for advantage with Dante. They came away with it. A toxic pump kick from AR Fox.
Yeah, AR Fox is still the legal man here.
It's hard to beat a sweet boot in the face.
Low man paired by Fox.
What a match.
And we're just starting tonight, guys. Holy smokes.
And Kip Sabian once again. Getting involved, Layla Gray.
Look out here.
Wait a second, Mother Wayne.
Oh.
Just shoves Fox off the top rope, and now
trash.
Wayne's World. 1, 2, 3.
Here are your winners, the team of Crew and Nick Wayne.
That's a tough one to lose. I mean, there was action everywhere. And Mama Wayne, Excalibur, was the deciding factor in this one.
What a wild affair that was. Action everywhere.
Yeah, even though Top Flight, AR Fox, they had Layla Gray at ringside, the numbers just too much. But fans, let's head back up to the desk with Renee Paquette, RJ City. Well, actually, no. Let's talk about the AEW Women's World Championship title match.
Okay.
Toni Storm, the Megasis Megan Bayne could be Toni Storm's biggest challenge yet.
Megasis Megan Bayne has come in and really made an impact in the women's division. Speaking of impact, how about that trios match?
AEW International Championship three-way match. Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey challenging Kenny Omega for that AEW International Championship and the AEW World Championship title match. Swerve Strickland looks to become Mr. Dynasty as he challenges Jon Moxley tonight for the AEW World Championship. And you can see it all on Prime Video. And now I understand it's the time to throw it to Renee Paquette and RJ City. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Excalibur. Appreciate you.
Tighten it up a little.
Guys, joining us now to help further break down some of the action that's happening here tonight, the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Athena. Hey, girl.
Hello.
Can I give this thing a little spin?
No, this is my precious.
Oh.
I spin my precious.
Can you spin it for me then?
I will do an extra spin for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us up here. Let's talk the action that's happening here tonight. The Owen Hart Foundation tournament starting tonight. We've got Mercedes Moné in action against Julia Hart. Do you have any kind of predictions for what you're going to expect from these women? We heard Mercedes talking a little trash your way.
Well, Mercedes is always going to run her mouth, and I don't have time to deal with her crap. I am the forever Ring of Honor champion. I am the most dominant champion in all of Ring of Honor history, the longest reigning champion, man or woman, in the entire company.
How does it make you feel to see all of the gold adorned all over Mercedes, though? I mean, she's been racking them up.
It's fantastic, but it's going to look so much better on me. So the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, that is the start for me. Collecting all the championships, the glitz, the glamour, that's what my hard work deserves. That's what I deserve.
Now, I don't mean to be a contrarian, but your last singles loss was in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that in Ring of Honor. I am 63-0 in singles competition. That's why that's irrelevant. And plus, Aubrey Edwards, she has it out against me. We're not going to talk about her.
Okay.
I am the best, and that's all you guys need to know.
Well, we had Harley Cameron out here earlier breaking down the brackets for us. You're meeting her in the first round. Does she feel like a bit of a wild card to you?
Harley Cameron's always going to be a wild card. Look at her. She comes out with puppets. She can sing. She can dance. It's weird, but, you know, Harley is someone that has shocked me from the moment she has started getting in the ring more and more at AEW. The difference is where she's improved. I've been there and done that years ago, right? Yeah. So I'm not looking at Harley as a warm-up, but let's just say she is no match against me.
How about your pal Billy? How do you think she's going to do?
What about Billy?
Just ask her. She's in the tournament.
I mean, she's in the other bracket. She has to worry about her people.
Fair enough.
But we're talking about me. I'm here right now, RJ. Did you forget that?
Fair enough. No, you got the spinning.
Yeah. Is there somebody in the tournament that you really do have your eye on? I mean, plenty other champions or former champions in the bracket.
Right now, like Mercedes Moné, hands down. I can't wait to hand her a loss in the second round. But look, once I look past Mercedes, I have to look forward to the finals. And I'm hoping to meet a Jamie Hayter there.
Ooh, okay.
I would love to see how we can mix it up.
What do you think Julia Hart brings to the table here tonight, a former TBS champion?
I mean, she is a former champion. She knows how to win gold. She knows how to keep gold around her waist. She's young, she's athletic, but hell, she is hungry and she is out to prove a lot. So I won't discredit my tag team partner for one night only.
Okay.
But, you know, she's definitely someone to keep an eye on for sure.
I do want to talk the men's bracket here with you as well. I know that you like to sort of devour all professional wrestling. So I know, of course, you've looked at the men's bracket. Who do you see walking away the winner of the Owen for that, going to All In?
I don't know. There's so many amazing competitors, first off.
If you're not going to say Billy Goat, you are way out of line.
I mean,
or Kyle Fletcher, that's been a big favorite here tonight as well.
I mean, there's so many fantastic athletes. If you are going to tell me I have to choose one, fine, I'll go with one of the best athletes in the entire world, Will Ospreay.
Okay.
It's fine.
Fair,
I think I'm better, but he's good.
All right. Well, Athena, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck against Harley Cameron in the first round of the Owen Hart. Can I give it one spin?
Give it an outro spin.
You can.
One spin. Yeah.
Hands
that
up.
was a weak spin. Weak spin. All right.
We got things coming up. Tell them.
All right,
Tell
guys,
them what's
more
happening
action
here.
coming here tonight on Zero Hour. We have the Max Caster Open Challenge. Who is going to step up to take on the self-proclaimed best wrestler alive? We're going to find out pretty shortly here on
Might
Zero
be
Hour.
me. I'm feeling
now, live
good.
on
One match I
pay-per-view.
don't want any part of is Jon Moxley defending his AEW World Championship against the most dangerous man in AEW, Swerve Strickland.
We've got a three-way matchup. Champion does not need to be pinned or submitted. It's Kenny Omega, Ricochet, and Speedball Bailey for the International Championship.
And is it time for Megasis, or is it time for less, as Toni Storm defends against Megan Bayne?
Moving things on over to the Trios Championships. Will the Death Riders walk out of Philly with that gold, going up against a shaky team of Rated FTR?
And can you hurt a tree? Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are going to find out tonight as they defend their tag titles against Big Bill and Brian Keith.
Daniel Garcia puts his TNT Championship on the line on pay-per-view for the first time ever, going up against Adam Cole, baby.
And the puppets are coming off as the CEO enters the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament against former TBS champion Julia Hart.
Looking at the men's bracket here, we've got the Billy Goat, Will Ospreay. You can hear Philly coming alive for Ospreay, taking on the Jet, Kevin Knight.
We heard from Mark Briscoe. We kind of heard from Ishii. They both believe that Mark Briscoe will beat Kyle Fletcher tonight and move on in the Owen.
And the Ring of Honor World Championship is on the line. It is championship versus mask. Who's it gonna be? Chris Jericho takes on Bandito here tonight at Dynasty.
Bandito versus Chris Jericho 3.
Ring of Honor World Championship match.
I've beaten you twice.
Jericho's punishing Bandito. 3, Jericho wins it.
And still, you won't leave me alone.
Bandito! With eyes on the Ring of Honor World Champion.
Keep poking me and poking me.
Bandito's return to collision. Taking a bite out of the bad apple.
Now you pay the price.
Bandito's younger brother, Gravity, getting a shot. Oh my!
I disgraced you in front of your family.
Jericho taking the mask off of Gravity.
There are few things more sacred than the mask is to Lucha Libre.
El perder la máscara sería, yo creo que lo peor que le puede pasar a un luchador enmascarado.
Cuando un luchador la pierde la mitad de su ser.
Perder la máscara sería perderlo todo.
He has made this more personal than I think he realizes.
Bring my little brother Gravity's mask right now!
You want a shot at regaining your Ring of Honor Championship?
Is it worth risking the disgrace? My title versus your mask at Dynasty.
With Bandito putting his mask on the line, this match will be a turning point in Bandito's career.
Wrestling, lucha libre runs in my veins.
Your life has changed forever, Bandito.
You made my mother cry, and I will never forgive you for that.
You will not leave Dynasty as the Ring of Honor champion.
I know the dangers. I can handle them.
You will leave Dynasty unmasked, humiliated, and disgraced.
We are talking championship versus mask, the Ring of Honor World Title, Jericho versus Bandito. Jeff, talk to me about what it means for a luchador to lose his mask.
You know what? I've been in wrestling in Mexico over 20 years, and when I look at tonight's card, Dynasty, 13 matches in total, in a lot of ways, this match, Jericho World Title, ROH World Title against Bandito's mask, in a lot of ways, this is the match of the night because of the stakes.
Okay.
A luchador's mask is everything. It's their identity. It's part of the culture. It literally goes back generations and generations. And so when I saw that come out on social media, that Bandito's mask, I hate to even refer to it as just a mask,
sure,
his mask on the line, I just said this literally took this match to a completely different level. And Jericho is a big money match guy. We may see something in the Lucha Libre world that we would call history made.
Yes. I mean, we saw what happened between Jericho and Bandito when Jericho got in the face of him with his family at ringside. I talked to Bandito to see how rattled he was, to have his mother crying. This was the first time his mom and his sister had come out to an AEW event.
What about what Jericho did to his brother Gravity?
Yes.
At the last paper?
Yes.
This is unbelievable. And Bandito really cannot get out of the starting blocks with Chris Jericho. He made this big triumphant return at the Hammerstein Ballroom, immediately hurt himself, and he was on the shelf for a while. You have to think Bandito is very frustrated, and I'm a little worried that might get the better of him tonight.
And you've known Jericho a long time. I mean, this man has trick after trick after trick up his sleeve.
He's forgotten more tricks than Bandito will ever know, and that is absolutely the truth. But when you get right down to it, in the emotion that goes into this, and that's what a lot of people don't understand, some of the most emotional moments that I've ever been a part of, and oh, by the way, folks, I haven't got a congratulations. Today is my 39th year in the industry.
Congratulations,
April 6th
Jeff.
of 1986. So we want to fill some time. No, I'm kidding.
Let's roll the tape.
All kidding aside, some of the most emotional moments that I've ever seen in professional wrestling is when a luchador has to take off his mask. It's almost like a ceremony. I know Jericho. He's got lineage back to CMLL. A lot of his formative days, Chris went down there. He learned the ropes, so he knows exactly. This isn't just, I'll call it American style versus a lucha style. Chris
knows exactly.
He knows exactly what to do.
Yeah.
He knows the stakes, and you talk about the tricks. He's going to play more mind games than he is physical games, and that, to me, is going to be the difference maker.
Well, guys, this is all happening tonight on Dynasty, the Ring of Honor World Championship on the line. It is championship versus mask, Chris Jericho versus Bandito. How are people able to watch?
Great question,
Isn't
Renee.
it?
You know.
I'm going to give
You
it a
know
shot.
how to watch tonight.
Do you know?
If you're in the,
I almost could do that.
Children, please.
Okay.
If you're in the United States, you can watch Dynasty on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Triller TV, ppv.com, in demand through traditional cable and satellite providers, and Dave & Buster's.
Yes, and if you guys are watching internationally, you can also watch on Amazon Prime, Triller.tv, ppv.com, and YouTube. So much happening here tonight. Many championships on the line, one of those including the international title. This championship is up for grabs in a three-way matchup, which means that the champion, Kenny Omega, does not need to be pinned or submitted in order to lose his title tonight, going up against Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey. We were talking about this match a little bit earlier today. We were talking about Speedball and his journey of being banned from wrestling in the United States for 5 years, trying to find his way as an independent wrestler, fighting the best of the best that he could find, following much of the career of Kenny Omega, seeing how Kenny had shaped his career, where he took it to Japan, going down to Mexico, all of that. But tonight, they finally get to meet for this title. But let's talk Kenny Omega, because you were talking Kenny earlier. You're saying this might be the best version of Kenny. Do you think that that's true? I mean, Kenny just came back in January from diverticulitis. I mean, you think of what that does to a person. He was out for such a long time. Do you really come back at 100%?
Absolutely not. And whether you come back in 100% or not, you're against Speedball, who's looking to make such an impression here. And, there's an old Canadian adage that you may know. Never bet against a French Canadian.
No, I certainly would not do that. But then we hear from Ricochet, this man, freshly married, seems to be feeling himself. He seems to have confidence all on his side right now. Is there somebody that this match favors?
Oh, I'm going to go back, and this is almost a layup. When you were just talking about Kenny, and we're talking about the illness that he had, I'll never forget the day that he came back. It seems like it was yesterday, so he's been back 3 or 4 months. We were walking down the hall in a venue, and he was sitting on a road case, and I just sat down, and we just kind of caught up for a few minutes. But when he started to speak about, I'm back, the things that I went through, because I was there the night that he literally had his last match, and not to be too dramatic, but he literally was hours from maybe not being here. And when he kind of walked through the emotions, and we related things that, wrestlers will be in between contracts, and you really don't know where your career is going to go. You can be coming back from all sorts of personal matters or time off, or you travel from the U.S. to Japan or Mexico, whatever it is.
What's your band?
But Kenny was facing a real life or death situation. When he knew that he had the opportunity to come back, that's when there's nothing that you can put into words to say, this guy is refocused, he's re-energized, and that's why I truly believe Kenny Omega is by far the odds-on favorite, and he's just laser-focused. Ricochet, Speedball, no disrespect, I just don't think they're in Omega's leagues in big money matches.
I just want to talk about the evolution of Ricochet for a second.
Sure, let's hear it.
He was always a physical specimen.
You want to throw
athletic,
toilet paper
innovative.
at him, don't you?
No.
Yes, you do.
I want to
Can
give
we
it to
hold
him
off
and say,
on the
let me
"you're
wipe
bald"
you,
chants,
because I'm so
by the
proud
way?
of the man you've become. He was a great athlete, but since coming to AEW, he's really blossomed into a thinking man's wrestler.
Okay.
How he won that four-way match to earn this shot was so clever, so ingenious. I have to think he's got quite a few strategies going into this, and I don't think Kenny or Speedball is quite ready for it.
Well, I'll say this. Even if Speedball does not walk away with the international title tonight, I think that this will be a massive showcasing for what else we can expect from this man going up against men of the caliber of Ricochet and Kenny Omega.
Barefoot and proud.
That's right. All right, so the AEW Women's Championship is on the line here tonight. Toni Storm taking on the Megasis, Megan Bayne. Gold on the line. The Megasis.
Megasis.
Like
Yes.
Pegasus.
I got it.
But the
I got it.
Megasis.
Mythology. Bone up, my friend.
We had Madison Rain out here earlier. We were talking about Megan Bayne and how she's kind of shaken things up in the locker room. I'm sure that you guys obviously must have a similar situation in the men's locker room when this new brooding man might show up. But I can really feel that the air has changed around here ever since Megan Bayne has showed up. You see a woman, this specimen like this. And, you know, you talked about the research that you did on her. There's not that much to get into, so she is a bit of a mystery.
No doubt.
We know about the track background, we know about the volleyball, we know about the wrestling background, but there still is a big question mark of what exactly we can expect. And I mean, you know Toni pretty well.
Yeah.
Has she done a lot of research on Megan Bayne?
Well,
is she a tail of the tape kind of gal?
I think she's a let's feel it out there. They first met in the Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah.
She successfully avoided Megan to win that match.
Yeah.
And then a couple weeks ago in that tag match, she was pinned quite quickly, quite decisively. And I think Toni went back with Luther and said, let's go back to the drawing board. She changed up her training. I think she may, change up her style tonight. And I think you have to against Megan Bayne.
Let's talk about Toni Storm as an athlete, though. We touched on it a little bit ago, but I really feel like Toni Storm has not only cemented what the women's division means here in AEW, but I actually think that she has really helped shape what AEW is as a company.
She went away for 4 months?
Yeah.
And she was loitering all over the world.
Yep.
But she came back in tremendous shape.
Yeah.
She's in great condition. She can do a lot of different stuff that I think, in addition to the mind games and the pageantry of her entrance, it throws a lot of people off.
Yes.
When it comes down to it, she's not afraid to get bloody.
Yeah.
She's not afraid to walk through glass to defend that championship.
She's a sick woman.
Yes.
A sick woman.
But sometimes you need that sickness.
And you know what? I think she's going to hold on to the gold tonight.
You do.
I do.
Well, you know what?
I believe in
sports,
Toni.
we like to do tail of the tape, as
Yep.
you referenced in statistics. And when you really look at Megan on paper, she checks every box. There's no way Toni can compete with her at all. On the flip side, you just mentioned all the intangibles.
Yeah.
Toni Storm has all the intangibles.
She does. She certainly does. All right, another championship that is on the line here tonight, the AEW Trios titles. We've got the Death Riders taking on Rated FTR. FTR are just not on the same page right now. Plain and simple. Dax and Cash not on the same page. I mean, we saw what Cope was able to do getting that win against Claudio Castagnoli on Dynamite. But is that luck going to be able to carry over here tonight? I mean, Collision didn't look so hot for those guys.
Well, let's talk about where the dissensions seem to start. Cope lost to Mox. The last pay-per-view, they had that brutal street fight. Mox had nails in his back, and Cope lost again. And I think FTR said, hey, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
We're invested with this guy, and he's not getting it done. We are one of the greatest tag teams in history. We can get it done. This guy needs to get in the game.
But a little bit messed up when you're coming out here saying, these are my best friends. All I care about is wrestling with my best friends. And then the moment there's a crack, you guys dip out like that? Like, that's pretty messed up.
Ego, ego, ego. And you absolutely have to have, candidly, a massive ego to be successful in this industry. And I think Dax and Cash, their chemistry has worked. It's obviously worked very well. You throw another massive ego, no disrespect to any of the three, it's a recipe for disaster, and we've already seen it begin to play out.
You know who's dynamic I'm not doubting?
Talk to me.
Pac, Claudio, Yuta, they are in lockstep with each other. They've been on the same page for months and months and months and months. just like Mox with the world title, they've got those trios championships locked up, and they're going in as a very united front.
It feels like these guys have a game plan at every corner, whether it's coming from the top and coming from John, whether as a trios champions, these guys have their game plan set in motion. It just feels like they're never just winging it. They're never going based on emotion about how they feel towards each other. That's never going to come into play when you're talking about the Death Riders. This is business bell to bell for all of these men.
When you talk about a unit, and I mentioned it earlier, Jon Moxley has not had a loss. They're protecting the big prize. John hadn't lost since they came together.
Yep.
To me, that says everything about the Death Riders.
I gotta say, you know who Mox lost to on Wednesday? Swerve and Willow Nightingale. He can be beaten, but how?
Who's the champ?
Fair enough.
That's right. Who's the champ?
Hey, fair
That's
enough.
right. Put a little respect on the
thing.
man's name, RJ. All right, trios titles. Do you guys have any kind of prediction of who you think? I mean, we know it's going to be Death Riders, FTR. There's no way they can get it done
agree
tonight.
on that. We can
There's
agree
no
on that.
way.
Yeah.
All right, well, the world title, Jon Moxley and Swerve Strickland. Of course, we can kind of just mosey into talking about that match pretty quickly here. Is Swerve ready to be the guy? We've seen him be the guy before, but this version of Swerve, is he the guy?
Well, LaCour Center, home to the Temple Owls, Goo Goo Dolls, Bob Dylan. We could go down to who's he's been in there.
Somebody
Is this
read the
going to
Wikipedia.
be? Is this going to be Swerve's house? Is it going to be Swerve's house?
I've heard a couple of the
no.
chants. I've heard some of the chants, but I do think that I mean I can't really even chime in on this one. Come on.
What you got, RJ?
All I want to say is AR Fox just got a standing ovation from
As
this
he
crowd because
should.
he took it to the next level. They want to see that from Swerve.
All
He
right.
better get in the game and drop the emotions.
Well, time to head things back down to the ring. Keep the action going. We're going to head back down to Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and Daddy Magic. Time for some more in-ring action.
This is an open challenge scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, weighing 230 pounds, the best wrestler alive, Platinum Max Caster!
The self-styled best wrestler alive because he filed some paperwork with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Max Caster.
Well, you got to give him credit for this. He is relentless. We have seen him come here week in and week out, big smile on his face, bragging about the best wrestler alive. But let's face it, he's had his teeth kicked in many times.
Yeah, to that point, Tony, undeterred is Max Caster.
Cut my music! Philadelphia, you are looking live at the best wrestler alive.
Live.
And there's been a lot of names talked about with this match, but we all know that the Maximaniacs here in Philly only want to say one name and one name only. Guys, it's time to chant my name.
Did he say Maximaniacs?
He did.
Maximaniacs.
Talking about the streaming service that you can watch Dynamite and Collision on. Big fans. New content just dropping on there.
Yeah, brother. You're not kidding. Heck of a plug.
White Lotus
Let's
finale?
go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive. Let's go, Max. You're the best. Guys, no. Guys.
Uh-oh.
Stop. The inflection. Think about the inflection. Listen to how I do it. Let's try it again.
Shut up, Matt. He's right. Flexion.
Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive. Let's go. Guys, stop.
That's
Guys,
8
please.
syllables, right? That's hard to...
Philadelphia, you are allegedly the greatest sports city in the United States.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Allegedly, some would say. So what I need right now is for you guys to show up for me like you guys have shown up for all the great athletes in Philadelphia sports history. I need you to show up for the best athlete in the sport of professional wrestling, Platinum Max. And guys, I think I have something that's gonna make you feel a little bit more at home. Hold this.
Oh, Arkady.
It's exciting.
She's got 2 microphones now.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Now that's blasphemy.
Got Ben Simmons, the cast out, however you want to call it, of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Didn't Ben Simmons need security when he came back?
Let's try it again. Just like you would for Ben Simmons. Here we go. Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive. Let's go, Max. See, now you're not even trying. Okay, guys. Obviously, you guys are not as great as New York City, where I'm from, so I'm gonna head back there. All right, let's get down to business, guys. Let's see who can survive the best wrestler alive.
Max Caster brimming with confidence once again.
Like I said, no.
Anyone ready?
Wow.
It has gone dark here in Philadelphia.
Whose music is this?
I have no idea. Like a superhero.
Listen to the reaction. Look at the people coming alive.
And Billy Gunn's out here with him, the pride of pro wrestling.
Accompanied by Billy Gunn from Nutley, New Jersey, weighing 225 pounds. He is the pride of professional wrestling, the five-tool player, Anthony
Bowens, former World Tag Team Champion alongside Max Caster. Until Caster felt like he had outgrown the Acclaimed. He had outgrown Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens.
He gave Anthony Bowens an ultimatum. Is it me or Billy Gunn? Well, I guess he's made his choice.
Yeah, Bowens, he's had plenty of time to reflect, to think about this moment, Tony, to steel himself for this confrontation with Max Caster.
And Max pointing at his certificate, if you will. That matters not to the five-tool player.
Guys, are we getting a match right now? Is this happening?
This is the open challenge.
Unbelievable.
I love it. It's great to see Billy Gunn back as well. Here we go. Billy Gunn's back.
It's a free trademark.
And now, Bowens and Caster.
I can't believe what I'm seeing here.
Getting head-to-head. Referee Stefan Smith trying to separate these two athletes.
We're waiting for the bell.
Boy, Bowens looks great, doesn't he? Look at this.
I mean, he was always well put together, but now Bowens looking at tremendous shape and a big right hand as soon as the bell rings.
Caster really looks phenomenal as well. Two great athletes. They were great champions. Sorry to see it come to this, but boom!
Bowens over the top. And Caster maybe about to find himself in a world of trouble, courtesy of the five-tool player. Bowens! What a haymaker! 2, 3.
Here's your winner, the five-tool player, Anthony Bowens!
Look out, champions in AEW. kid is back, and he looks phenomenal.
Daddy Magic, that rolling elbow.
Look at
that
me.
Bowens just delivered.
I am the pride of professional wrestling. I am AEW's 5-tool player, and it's time to make history.
That rolling elbow. Years and years of frustration with Max Caster. I think came out for Anthony Bowens in one cathartic moment.
Guys, he absolutely smoked him with it. Unbelievable. Take a look right here. Right in the face.
Massive rolling elbow from Anthony Bowens, who answered the open challenge.
Anthony Bowens is back.
Wow, Bowens is back, and as you said, Tony, if you are a champion here in All Elite Wrestling, you better watch out for the 5-tool player. But right now, let's head back up to the desk where Jeff Jarrett, RJ City, and the remarkable Renee Paquette.
Thank you very much.
He didn't forget me.
That wasn't his fault. Welcome back, Bowens. Oh my God, what a showing!
They massacred my boy.
Well,
Max Caster had them in the palm of his hand. For that moment, he was the greatest wrestler alive.
No
and
more.
then this 5-tool player,
Welcome
Billy
back.
Gunn. I don't think that's fair or nice.
None of your business, pal.
It's none of your
Let's
business.
talk Dynasty.
I'm
Do you know
pumped
how
about
to watch it?
I think I do.
Oh, sorry.
You want me to
Go
tell
for
you?
it.
Please
I know,
tell us.
because you got to go after this. You're going to sit at home.
No.
In the United States, in Memphis or whatever, you can watch Dynasty on Amazon Prime, YouTube, ppv.com, Triller TV, in demand through traditional cable and satellite providers, and Dave & Buster's.
And international, you guys can also watch on Amazon Prime, ppv.com, Triller.tv, and YouTube. The crowd is pumped up here tonight in Philly, the Liacouras Center. Are you getting live? What's going on here?
Oh, big news. You want to hear it now or
Please.
save it?
Now.
You sure?
Yes.
Fill it.
We got 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Dynasty, 8 minutes.
They're telling me 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Even your
Eight
watch is
minutes.
wrong.
We got 7 minutes and counting. Big news, folks.
Yeah.
You know what's kicking off the show?
Talk to me.
My man. Folks, if you hadn't bought it, buy it now. The Billy Goat is cranking things up, starting to jet Kevin Knight. The Owen is getting underway. Philly is going to bring it loud.
Stand up, Philly. That's kicking off Dynasty here tonight. So many other championships on the line as well. The TNT title, Danny Garcia putting it up against Adam Cole. I mentioned before, this is the first time that Danny Garcia has been able to defend this championship on pay-per-view. The man wanting to be the fighting champion, but Adam Cole doesn't think that he is really the guy.
No.
That seems to be a big conversation these days about who's really willing to step up and be the guy. I mean, Garcia's got the gold around his waist right now, but
You had to sit down with these boys.
I did.
Last night.
I did.
They kicked you out of the room.
Yes.
What was the air like between the two of them?
Ooh.
it was a little rough. It was a little rough between those two. I mean, listen, I am a huge Daniel Garcia fan. I always have been. I feel like he is another one of those up-and-comers that really solidifies what AEW is all about. However, you look at somebody like Adam Cole, you think of the reaction that we had of Adam Cole even coming here to AEW. We've seen this man sidelined by different injuries. This man is out to prove himself yet again, a 17-year in-ring vet.
17 years. Adam Cole, I'm not going to get out over my skis. Adam Cole won the match in that conversation. He didn't talk with his head. He spoke with his heart. Garcia, shine that title up. It's gone,
right.
pal.
It is gone. All right, guys, all the action is about to take place. Let's take a look at what is set to come here tonight as we are ready to go live on pay-per-view. We've got the AEW World Championship up for grabs. Will Jon Moxley's fourth reign as world champion come to an end here tonight at the hands of Swerve Strickland?
We hear the music. JR will be on the call
That's
for
right.
the opening match, but Kenny Omega defends his international championship against Speedball Mike Bailey and Ricochet.
We've got the AEW Women's Championship on the line. The Megasis, Megan Bayne, looks to dethrone timeless Toni Storm.
Rated FTR better get a family therapist because they need to get it together if they want to take the Trios Championships from the Death Riders tonight.
From the trios on to the tags, the Hurt Syndicate putting it all on the line against the Redwood in the Bad Apple and Big Bill and Brian Keith.
And as we just discussed, no time limit, no outside interference. When does that ever happen? Garcia, Cole, the TNT title.
And we've got the Ring of Honor World Championship. It is title versus mask. Chris Jericho taking on Bandito.
And in the opening round of the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament, Mercedes Moné takes on Julia Hart.
More of the Owen Hart here for the men. We've got Kyle Fletcher, the prototype, taking on Mark Briscoe. He was fired up here tonight, but can he get the job done? First round of the Owen.
And JR is warming up his voice for this one. Will Ospreay against Kevin Knight. You have to see this guy in the opening round of the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament.
And as we just heard, those men are here kicking things off in Philly. What a way to set the stage, let people know what AEW is all about here in Philadelphia. You guys can hear Justin Roberts behind us.
Tonight at Dynasty, next month, Double or Nothing, Globe Life July, the Owen kicks it off.
We're moving.
In seconds.
We
Get
are
him, Billy
moving,
Goat.
baby. This is a huge moment for Kevin Knight. This is a showcasing. Everyone thinks it's a foregone conclusion that Will Ospreay is going to not only get the win tonight, but to go on and win the entire tournament. What do we get for Kevin Knight?
I will say, you know what you're going to get out of Will Ospreay.
Sure.
If you haven't seen Kevin Knight, you need to.
The man's
Tonight,
a star.
All eyes are on him.
Certainly are. Any final thoughts here, Double J?
I'm going to go join the Philly faithful.
Do you have a ticket? You got a seat?
Hell no, I know RJ.
Just loiter
We
around.
got people
I
in
can't
here.
wait. It all kicks off the Owen. It's special night. Dynasty.
That's right, guys. It is all happening here as we kick off things for the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. The winner of this going on to All In
Hey,
for
one more
those world
time.
titles. Yeah.
How do you watch this?
First of all, correct your watch. Second of all, if you're in the United States, Dynasty is available on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Triller TV, PPV.com, in-demand traditional cable and satellite providers, and Dave & Buster's.
Internationally on Amazon Prime, Triller, PPV.com, and YouTube. Guys, this is Dynasty. We are here in Philadelphia. Let's take it away.
When the chance is in front of you to build a legacy, how will you seize it?
When do I call my shot? In the main event, Saturday, 12th of July, Arlington, Texas. And I know one way I can get there. The Owen Hart Tournament.
Make no mistake about it, Jet will not hesitate. I'm coming for the title too. Briscoe.
The proto stuff is winning this whole thing.
You can beat me down, but you're gonna have to kill me to stop me.
I plan on winning the Owen, and then I'm going to become the AEW Women's World Champion.
I shall kill your spark and make sure you never touch my crown.
What lengths do you go in your mind?
What do you say, Death Riders? Rated FTR versus the Death Riders for the Trios Championships.
After everything you have done to us, it is you who has the audacity to challenge us.
I think we've all let our emotions get the better of us. I cannot watch you two fight like this, and I can't be caught in the middle of it.
Things do not look good for Rated FTR. It is we that challenge you. We challenge you to survive the Death Raiders.
When I challenged you for that TNT championship, I didn't get the job done. But neither did you.
I've had enough of the distractions. Nobody at ringside. No time limit. Call Garcia one last time.
Allow yourself to go physically.
Not only am I back, Omega's champion! I want to face the best.
I won't hesitate to kick your head clean off and take your international championship.
I continue to show everybody why Ricochet is out of this world.
Because any true dynasty only exists when you win.
The all-elite goddess has arrived.
Who died and made you god?
The Dynasty, I will be leaving with your tits in my purse.
I'm here to call out Jon Moxley, not the Death Riders. AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. You're not what you think you are. You haven't suffered enough yet. But you will. Let's get this straight. I am the most dangerous man in AEW. Whose house?
On a night like this, in a city built by a championship grid, the moment is yours. So take it.
In Philadelphia, the Dynasty era continues. How far are you willing to go?